Alright everyone, today we are going to change the back brakes, rotors, as well as brake lines on a Winnebago Itasca. This device is, this unit is a 1999, and the chassis is a F53 Ford. So we're going to start working on getting the rear passenger side lifted up. We are gonna lift the back landing legs and place these blocks under there to get the rear tires off the ground. We have it off the ground.
I can edit that stuff together.
Alright. So we thought we had enough room with just 1.5 blocks, or a 4x6 and a 2x6, but we're going to add an additional 4x6 block. If you got a cinder block, a couple cinder blocks on their side with a board on top, it'd work the same. But alright, give me a minute. I'm going to switch this around. Alright, here we go. Now we're really making some moves. You can see we have a nice gap all the way under both tires. And success. On to getting off our dualies. Let me know when you're ready. Alright, so we're going to use 1 1/8 inch. We got to get the beauty ring off of this. So, give me a few minutes and we're going to get this off. Alright, so we have the beauty ring off. And here's what we have underneath there. We're missing one lug nut. So we'll have to see what is the cause for that and evaluate that. Hold on. Let me know when you're ready.
It's going.
Alright, so we have a 13/16 socket impact that we're using to break loose the lug nuts. There we go. Monstrosity off of here. Have to give the big old boys that does this on the side of the highway some credit.
Okay.
Alright, got our first one off. Now we're going to work on our next one. We're going to flip this bad boy around. Oh, look. See all the brake dust as well as the metal shavings? You're going to see a little bit of amazement when you see this rotor.
Yep.
Alright everybody, I've got a 5/8. We have to bust this loose so we can get front part off so we can get back to the rotor. Come on. All right, so we got all our bolts out and I just popped it loose. I'm waiting for my assistant to come back. We're going to lose a little bit of the rear differential oil, so we're going to cover it up, make sure we capture it. It's not dropping all over the ground.
Okay.
That's some scary crap, isn't it? Nope, but that's your axle.
Yeah, we don't want to mess those threads up.
Nope.
Here you go. I'll grab something and grab it.
Dad, I got rubber gloves right there. That's what I was gonna put on, but
Oh, here, you want the rubber gloves?
I'm gonna have to wash my hands now.
Here, I got this to grab it with.
All right.
There you go.
You hang tight, kiddo. I'm gonna go.
Take your head under it, Carter?
All right, so we're looking for a small, older screwdriver or a chisel so we can break this lock nut loose. It's holding our bearings and front side of our rotor on. You can see it right there. Little bitty notch. Everything's keyed. The axle came out. It's pretty smooth. Not too much of a challenge. All right, so we went to our local Napa store and ordered our brake rotors. Here's the part number if you need it. And when you get there, expect it to be about 80 pounds per, so.
Going.
All right, we're in our chisel spot. Lightly backing it off. Yeah, I lied to you. Got to get it broke loose first. Come on. You can kind of see there's like a keeper back there on your bearing, so. Gets to that point, we're going to take it off by hand. You had a rag? There we go. There's our keeper. You kind of see, grabs, locks in, won't let it back out. Alright, got everything loose. Now we're going to go ahead and pull the caliper off, get the brakes off, and get the caliper mount out. So give me a few minutes and I'll be back. Alright everyone, we're going to get the caliper off. It's going to take 5/8. You're going to take this bolt and this bolt. This is going to drop this down. We've got a block set here that we're going to set it on. We are planning on replacing this line, but you do not want to put any undue stress on it, because I have had these collapse after changing the brakes internally, so your brake will lock up on you. You don't want to do that, so give me just a minute. We're going to get this out. Alright, so we're going to come down in here. You can see the back of the rotor right here. See all the grooves, how it's rounded over. I've been told that that was due to this unit, this RV sitting for an extended period of time. They actually rust into the brake system, and when you start up, take off, it starts welding itself to it and melting down the rotor. So that's why we're replacing these today. Alright, so we got that off, but as you can see, here's all metal chunks down inside there. And once I get this metal brake part out, we'll take a peek and see what it looks like. Trying to do this where I don't cut myself, because it is absolutely and extremely sharp. That is what's left of the brake pad on the back of this unit. Nothing left. It was definitely welding itself to the rotor. Alright, we're going to pull the front off and you can take a peek at that. This is what you would normally see on a brake pad. There's some life left in it. And there's a big difference between what you see on the front. Nice smooth still, a little bit of a ridge here, to what is on the back. Here's your comparison. You got 1/2 inch left on the rotor in the front, and I would say 1/8 of an inch on the back, if that.
Okay, it's going.
Try to tighten it a little bit, just to get it to break loose. And I bet 10 to 1 these have never been changed, so probably gonna have to use a pry bar. Takes more strength than I have. Whew.
My ears hurt.
Yeah, mine too. It's insane.
two of those. Those are monsters.
Yep.
That one ain't been off in a while.
Alright, so I put the bottom bolt back in. While I was trying to get the top one out, this actually started coming up, which was not a bad thing. Allowed me to soak this with some rust loose and see if I can get it out. So we've got the bottom bolt in and gonna put a new battery in our impact and see what happens. I'm thinking she needs a break. Got it, Dad. I was yelling for you.
Oh, it's rolling.
Come on, get down in here. Lift that up. Trying to get the bearing out.
Are we gonna need some bearing grease today?
No, we don't need bearing grease with this one.
Here it is.
Here.
So the axle grease is good.
Yep, the axle grease is good. Here we go. You ready?
Yeah, let me. Oops. Set it.
All right.
Well, from here they look the same.
All right,
This is one of those things.
boys and girls. You can really see the damage now. Look at that. That was going to be a dangerous situation there. It's hard to stop if you don't have brakes. Look at the amount of breakage back here on this rotor. You got to look at the old one. The front side literally was almost ½ inch thick, 1/8 inch. Let's walk over and take a look at the brand new ones we've got. All right, you can see the difference. That's the back of the new one, front of the new one. Front of the new one looks pretty close to what the one that we're taking out. That does not. got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 bolts. Not the right size. What size is that? 5/8. Can you hand me that, please?
You should have seen me and Carter getting the bolts out of it. Do you know the seats you have to crawl under the vehicle and the wheel wells to get the bolts
15. Yeah.
That's like a miscellaneous paper.
Take your rubber mallet, spin, bust it loose. Now you have a boat anchor. All right, we have our new one set in place. We're gonna get our 10 bolts. When I tighten these up, I'm going to treat them just as if I'm putting a tire back on. We're going to run them down snug, and then we're going to crisscross back and forth in like a star pattern to make sure they're tight. Alright, easy part's done. Alright, we wanted to give you a little closer comparison so you can really see how unsafe this was. Here's your old one, there's the back, here's your new one, there's the front, there's the back. You can see how much is missing. So, you might want to crawl underneath your RV and give it a quick check out to see how your rear rotors are and do a little maintenance if you need to. All right, we're gonna start getting this one put back together. We're looking at I'd say about an hour and a half altogether. We did have a little bit of challenge with getting a few of the caliper mount bolts out, but we were able to get that cleaned up pretty quick, and now we're gonna start reinstalling everything. Is a bearing. This is a seal that's going to seal on this drive shaft. You can see it right here. Your bearing's going to ride here. Seal is going to seal up here. So we don't want to damage that seal, and we don't want to damage the rear bearing. Here's your front bearing. I inspected it earlier. Key is keeping all the dirt and grime off of it, so that way it doesn't tear up your roller bearing. So, all right, let's see what type of challenge it is to get this 100 and something pound beast up here without tearing anything up. Went on pretty smooth. Take me a nice clean paper towel. Touch up a few little things I got on it from my hands. Inspect it, make sure it looks good. Alright. Goes in this direction if you're wondering. Won't go allow you to go in that way, you'll have to go in this way. Slides right in. Get it. We'll have to rebalance the back a little bit, but when you're going for a few week drive down to Florida or out to Texas, so we don't want to cause ourselves any headaches. And you can see here, it's got a keeper. It's got a key. You want to make sure this key lines up with this right here. Come on. Should be able to run this in hand tight till we get to the point where we're going to lock it down. Alright. At this point, we're just going to run it down hand tight. Clean up the outside here. We're gonna get our caliper mount back on here.
Looking worse than the actual photos.
Wipe the grease off of it.
I did.
Make sure we got this lock. Bumping it, knocking everything over, but that's part of doing it yourself. Not working exactly as I'd like, so we're just going to grab the impact and give it just a little bit of love. Go up behind the shock there. nice and see-through. And that's not going anywhere. Alright, we're going to come around front. Alright, I'm going to come back around front and work on getting the lock nut to secure the hub to everything. And then we'll start on the next part. Alright, so got our spot here for our chisel. And we're just going to do the same thing we did earlier. Work our way back around. This is just securing everything, tightening it back up. Might have to adjust your angle a little bit. See how it's still got play? We don't want the play. No play, that's just going to tear up your bearing and your rear end. Axle. Now it's tightening. You can hear it. Hear the tone change. Taking a little bit harder swings. Oh, hear that? Look at that. Spins nice. No noise. Give it a spin. Come on in. Let's listen to it. Here we go. No grinding. You can hear the bearings, the roller bearings going. Let's go backwards. Sounds good. All right. So we're gonna press this back in here. Go ahead and pause it for a second. Alright, so hook my C-clamp up, old brake, pad towards my caliper pistons, and we're going to push this back so it can go over our brand new brakes. I'll considering our new brakes are a good 1/2 inch, 5/8 thick, and the ones we took off were about 3/8 in the front and nothing in the back. So here we go, nice and slow.
And what does this do?
This is pressing the pistons, these pistons, back in so they fit the new brakes. They are out to match the old brakes. Right. Got that compressed in. You can see how nice and compressed they are. Now we're going to get this put back in. Bottom goes in first. There's a little sleeve where your bolt goes through. You're going to have to push that back. Brake out. Let's put that back. Alright, give me a second here. only bit me a little bit. We're gonna use one of our bolts to get this little clip. There we go. Now see, everything's nice and in. Get our bolts put in.
You know, I didn't pay any attention. Was there a floor deposit on these orders?
In here. Sometimes you gotta wiggle them around a little bit to get them where they go, where they belong. Alright, you can take it for a pause. I'm gonna find the right socket size. Alright, you just got the beauty ring back on. You wanna make sure that you've got your inner tire airline out, as well as your front one lined up with your beauty ring. You don't wanna do like me, put it on and be like, huh, where is my airports at? So I got them back on. We have lost one of the beauty nuts somewhere down the road, so currently all we could get is a lug nut. So we put a lug nut back on. There's no more rattle coming from this back side anymore, and now we're gonna head over to the other side and do it again. If I run into any issues, I will add it to this video. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you watching us.